Open any clip of Lionel Messi and it's tempting to call it magic. But what you're watching is a mechanism, layers of physics, perception, memory, and decision-making stacked so fast they feel supernatural. Strip away the glow and the miracle becomes a system you can map. A brain predicting the next frame before it exists, a body set to execute before defenders reset, and a discipline that repeats tiny advantages until the scoreboard calls it destiny. He doesn't react to what happened, he acts on what is about to happen. Neuroscientists call it predictive processing. Every few milliseconds, his brain runs a simulation of the play and updates it with fresh evidence. The angle of a fullback S-run, the tension in a centre-back's hips, the speed line of the pass. By the time a defender twitches, half the motor program is already in motion. That's why his choices look early, without looking rushed. Watch the head. The glance economy is relentless. Short, rapid scans every 2 or 3 steps, even before the pass is played. Those micro-looks harvest the positions of teammates and opponents, the distance to support, and where the second defender will arrive from. He trusts peripheral vision on contact, so the first touch is clean, while the eyes stay free to read hips and lanes. People say he makes time slow. In truth, he collects information early, so the game merely appears to happen at his speed. Body orientation is the compass. He receives on the far foot, with hips open to both paths. One touch can threaten inside or outside without a tell. Defenders hate that neutral pose. It steals their read. If the nearest marker leans forward, he slices outside. If the hips lock to the touchline, he knifes in. The decision is physics married to posture, not guesswork. Before the highlight touch, there is the quiet one, the almost invisible contact that places the ball at a distance where his stride is balanced and the defender S-reach is awkward. Call it microgeometry. The ball sits where his next step is natural and the opponent's next step is inefficient. That's why, in traffic, he rarely looks hurried. The ball is already staged for the next sentence of the move. He carries 2 threats longer than most players can manage one. While driving with the ball just far enough ahead to sell the carry, he keeps the inside of the foot free to slip a pass. Your centre-back delays because closing the lane exposes the wall pass. Your full-back delays because diving in invites the cut. Those half-second delays create the thin air his teams breathe. So many assists end in the same place. The pullback to the penalty spot, knee-high and skidding, the corridor of inevitability. It isn't mystical, it's probability-aware. Retreating defenses turn their faces to goal, goalkeepers narrow their angles, and the cutback punishes the shape they're forced into. He manipulates the last line with tap-tap pause, then an outside nudge that tilts a hip. When the angle appears, the strike comes with minimal backlift, less tell, more surprise. Biomechanics add the illusion of sorcery, a lower center of mass, fast changes in stance width, and short braking distances let him apply lateral torque quicker than taller markers. Often his second change of direction is faster than the first. Exactly when defenders are recovering from their own correction. It plays like magic, its leverage and torque arriving on time. Teams prepare a first defender to funnel him. He prepares for the second. He'll bait the initial pressure, touch into a channel that looks closed, and deliver at the beat when the helper hasn't set his feet. If help arrives early, the third-man pass appears. If it arrives late, the shot threads the seam that should have been sealed. On film, it looks like he went through 2. In truth, he made them arrive out of phase. Repetition turns complexity into habit. Over years, sequences become motor chunks, the inside-to-outside double touch, the toe tap reset under pressure, the no backlift snap finish across the keeper, the disguised reverse pass. Because execution is chunked, he can keep deciding while he's doing. Plans can change mid-action without visible strain. There's value in the touches he refuses to take. He does not over-dribble. He does not chase every one-on-one when one-on-none exists one pass away. He uses silence, half-beats that sync a backline to his tempo and then cut against it. Defenders prefer steady rhythms. He gives a rhythm, then removes it. Free kicks are laboratories. The ball clears the wall by centimeters because jump height and timing are modeled from prior patterns. His body angle hides the final stride. Keepers delay their first hop. The bend starts outside the post, exploiting the eye's bias to follow straight lines. Optimization, not a cult. Leadership arrives as bandwidth. Teammates run better because they trust he'll see them. Systems analysts would call it option density. More high-value choices available at each node. A forward who knows his near-post sprint will be noticed makes that sprint harder. A fullback who knows the underlap will be rewarded takes the risk. He lifts the network's intelligence by keeping promises with the ball. The resilience looks romantic. The process is clinical. Growth hormone therapy once kept the dream alive. Positional play later demanded grammar. International finals tested temperament. New leagues and new roles asked for edits. He adapted workloads to the body he had. Fewer top-speed sprints, more decisive accelerations, fewer low-percentage shots, more touches that change probability. The myth says he outran time. The reality says he negotiated with it. Why does it silence the world? Because small advantages stack. A glance here, a foot angle there, a pause that steals half a meter, a touch that steals half a second. Crowd noise is a barometer of probability. It rises when inevitability forms. He manufactures inevitability, then taps it across the line. Pieces of this are copyable. Scan every 2 steps. Open your hips before receiving. Stage the ball with a quiet touch. Carry 2 threats as long as you can. Prefer the pullback to the floated cross. Practice no backlift finishes. Train your weaker foot until it's no longer an alibi. Track the second defender, not just the first. Nobody can steal the ceiling, but anyone can adopt the curriculum. Call it art if you must. The craft won't mind. The feeling we call magic rests on structure. A brain modeling faster, a body changing vector without breaking form, and a professional who repeats boring things until they become inevitable things. The pause before the pass, the feint that opens hips, the finish without wind-up, each is a small measurable edge. Stack enough of them and the game looks like a miracle. It isn't. It's science played at a speed that makes science feel like fate.